Hey everyone, welcome to the Burnt Brass Homestead channel. This is how the left side of our garden bed looked after a storm that we had a little over 2 weeks ago. We ended up losing power that day, as well as 3 more times after that. As you can see, some of the broccoli plants and tomato plants were impacted by the winds, but nothing too severe. We did not lose any of our plants. We just had to straighten them up and redo the supports for the tomato plants. Broccoli is a cold weather crop that I plant twice a year, or at least I try to plant it twice a year. I start the seedlings, the first set of seedlings in the winter, and transplant them as early in the spring as possible. And again, I do the same thing during the summer, and I transplant them as soon as possible, preferably in August, if everything goes well, for a fall and winter harvest. So those are the 2 times that I really try to plant the broccoli. We planted a row of broccoli, but I think I want to do 2 rows for the fall and early winter garden harvest. Look at these beautiful broccoli heads. In this video, the broccoli heads range from small to somewhat large. I harvested the larger heads for dinner that night. The following week, my husband harvested some of the ones that I left behind, allowing them to get a little bigger. In the past, I only got 1 harvest of broccoli heads because I planted them so late in the spring outside, that once the main broccoli heads formed, it was too hot to get a second and third harvest of tightly formed broccoli heads. Broccoli does not like temps above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. They start to form yellow flowers. They start to bolt. However, this year I did the transplant early enough that we got 3 harvests of broccoli heads. And of course, the second and third harvest produced smaller heads of broccoli in a smaller amount. Overall, I was pretty happy with this season's harvest. And I am preparing for getting things ready for the fall harvest. But we are not quite done yet. See, right now, even though we're not expecting to get any more broccoli heads, we are eating the broccoli leaves. We eat them for breakfast and for dinner as well. The leaves are really good. They have a sweeter taste, and they are packed full of nutrients such as vitamin A, C, folates, calcium, magnesium, iron, thiamine, etc. So here is a closer look at a partial harvest that we got. One of the things that I want to mention is if you grow broccoli and you need to stretch your meals, you can cut the stalks into thin matchstick sizes for a stir fry. Or you can cut the broccoli stalks into thicker pieces to be added to soups. Most people seem to only eat the florets, leaving the rest of the broccoli plant for waste or for compost. So for this meal, I only used the broccoli head. However, I did use the matchstick pieces that I was cutting for another meal. Here is a look at one of our breakfast meals where you can use the broccoli leaves as a side dish. The remainder of the broccoli was washed and placed in a refrigerator to be eaten later. Anything that we did not eat, such as the thick stalks, were fed to the chickens and ducks or composted. Last thing I wanted to mention is look at how much organic broccoli costs at the store. That is a little bit of broccoli for the amount that you pay. So imagine how much it would cost to feed a family of 6 of organic broccoli. This is precisely why I enjoy growing food. It saves us so much money. Thanks for watching.